great win, another shutout night from you guys, and it started with a scary moment there with Mitch Garver. How much of a relief was it to see him be okay, and then not only be okay, but then get that monster home run?
Yeah, that could have been a tough situation, obviously, for Mitch. I mean, forget all the baseball stuff. I mean, that's a dangerous thing that the way it played out. But ultimately, I think we got lucky, and he got scraped up pretty good. And I don't know how you would want to describe it, but some little patchwork was needed. But he said he was fine immediately, and it played out okay. And then he obviously comes in and gets a really big hit for us, and it was a nice night for him.
And then he catches a great game from Jose Berrios. How impressive was he tonight?
Well, Jose and Mitch were both impressive. I think they were working very well together, but Jose threw the ball very well again. He used his breaking ball exceptionally well tonight, I think. I think it was a true weapon in every way. He used it in every possible way. In any way that he wanted it, he had it. And I think he felt good and strong, and obviously the way he's been pitching, you could say the same for a few of our guys, but the way he's been pitching, he does make you want to leave him out there. But ultimately, he gave us everything and put us in a great spot.
Did you think about leaving him out there?
Well, when guys are throwing well, you always think about leaving them out there, but ultimately you do what you think is best. Sometimes it's letting them go out there again, but I think it was an ideal time to get him out of the game and tell him great job, and move on to the pen and let them do their job.
Was it a one-way conversation, or was there a debate?
No, there wasn't much debate. He generally, I mean, he's thrown the ball so well this year. Approaching him in the dugout, for the most part, it's he knows when you start coming down his way what's going on. But I think most of those situations have been I don't want to say expected, but I think he knows what we're doing and has a feeling as to why as well. And I think he's handled it all great, honestly. But he's been pitching deep into games and getting us into winning situations over and over again, and he's been fantastic.
I know you're not in the box facing him, but he's won games with the curveball. He's won when he's gone changeup. He's won, I think his last start, it was like, I think you say you hated both the other pitches and went fastball.
Yeah.
How hard is he to game plan for, you think, for an opponent?
Well, he can do different things, and I think he probably is a challenge to prepare for. I think a lot of it comes down to not just preparing for the hitters that he's facing. He does that, but then he can also, freestyle in a way depending on how he's feeling, and has he has different pitches that he can go to, and he's figuring out different ways to use them. So he's had games where he probably planned on throwing more breaking balls, and because of how the game was playing out, how he was feeling, factoring all those things, maybe hasn't thrown as many breaking balls. But the fact that he can do all these things is it's pretty unique, and it's pretty special to see such a young guy have such a good feel for what he's doing.
Building off of that, through all those different ways of winning games, he hasn't walked a guy in 3 starts. What does it say about him to be able to navigate those things?
I didn't know that. Couldn't tell you that. But it's not surprising, just the general feel that we've all gotten watching him throw this year as a whole. I mean, I can't think of too many guys that I remember him walking the entire season. It all works together. I mean, all of these complementary things you can say about him, they kind of work on top of each other, and when you combine them all, you realize that you have a really good young pitcher.
With Mitch, was there ever any doubt of him going back behind the plate, or was it just you left it in his hands? And
not with the way he reacted and what we saw. Obviously, we ask how he's doing, how he's feeling, then we ask again, and then we ask again, and we get the same answer from him. So that's a good sign. And if a guy's going to waver in any way, then I think there's reason to look a little deeper. But he looked okay. He sounded okay. What he was saying, made sense to us as far as I'm doing fine, and he looked fine. So after we did, after our trainers did a little work on him, and dabbed him a little bit and patched him up, I think he was ready to go and ready to play.
After he swung the bat and launched that 3-1 pitch in the seat, you probably thinking, yeah, he is okay.
I think he was fine. I really do. I say it not just because he hit a home run, but I think ultimately he was fine.